took it for granted, honey. Don't take it for granted anymore.
Celestial event. No. No words. No words. Describe. I should have said. The poet.
My family is filled with poetesses and poets.
So beautiful. The people need to see what I've seen. They need to see.
These are the spiritual as much as physical voyages of the co-federation solar, sun, our starship, planet Earth, restored to heaven on our and every earth as our spiritual, genealogical, local, global, universal, voyager in shared her and his family community enterprise. Our new millennial year's mission to rediscover and re-understand, sustain, and explore are and all are in fact familiar new worlds of family community, of the tree of love, life, and light throughout the solar system and universe, to restore, renew, and sustain our and new life and new sustainable civilizations, past, present, retroactively, and now, rebalance, and future, always balancing, to lovingly, genealogically, embolden, become, and be space-time travelers whenever and where we had, in dimensional reality, all in part been before, it also never been before, in alternative space-time lines that are circles, which are of the universal EQ, IQ, and SQ continuum. Balance, combinations of the ever-expanding circle which spirals and grows, budding and blooming in space-time. Love and live enlightened, ever young, long, and prosper all both in each and every one. Engage your heart, mind, soul, and body, for we all, both in each, and each both in all, can, must, and marvelously and miraculously make it so.
In the thunderous blast, she emerges, her eyes on fire, the mighty priestess. She is risen from the nativity of Caldera. She is risen from the fires of the earth. She is risen, she is risen.
We are risen.
She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
We all are risen by my intercession.
Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Om Mahalakshmi Mriya Maharupa Mahapuja Mahapathanashini Mahamaya Mahasattva Mahashakti Maharati Mahadurga Maheshwarya Mahavidya Mahabala Mahabuddhi Mahasiddhi
महायोगीश्वरेश्वरी महातंत्र महामंत्र महायंत्र महासना महायागक्रमाराध्या ओम महाभैरवपूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पक महातांडव साक्षिणी महादामेशमतिजी महात्रिपुर सुंदरी चतुष्षष्टि उपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टि कलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टि कोटि योगिनी गणसेविता
Listen back. Words. I should have said, oh, so beautiful.
Our family is filled with poets, poetesses and poets, poetesses and poets.
Look at me to see what I've seen. You need to see.
Our family is filled with poetesses and poets, musicians who are co-saviorahs, co-secretary generals, equinox, true cues. By my intercession, I will not give up on them. I love them, Goddess God, love them with me. Love me for them and love them with me. Take care of my children, take care of your children, Goddess God. Do not give up on your children. Do not give up on your children. God is God. I intercede for them and I stand in the breach. Please do not give up on these children. All of these children, God is God. Do not give up on any of these children. Any of these children. Any of these children. Any of these children. Do not give up on any of these children either. Any of these children. All of these sweet children that can be reclaimed. Do not give up on any of these children. 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 Any of them. Do not give up on me, Goddess God. Help me find the way to help them.
This day I call the heavens and the earths as witnesses intercessorily for and hopefully and prayerfully not against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose love and life with light, so that you and your children may live. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not your, our new millennial law.
Okay. Another Patricia. Lady May Sunflower, for Cherokee and Blackstone. This is Anna Marie, singing Christian, and I am Cherokee, Cheyenne, Blackstone, and Algonquin, Dakota. And I am also a French, English, and German. That means we are all related. We embrace the new millennial golden rule as the law of Alltimate of the sacred ground that is Mother Earth, and all the planets of all the universes.
Dear ones, dear family community, I am interceding for you at all times. I am praying to the Mother, Father, Goddess, God in my heart at all times. I want to give you all eternal life, and I want to have you not be cruel or unkind to one another or to yourselves. And I want you to know the light of love, and that comes from the love of balance. Patriarchy is extreme imbalance in our times. It starts out looking good. It starts out looking heroic. A war occurs and men fight other men and they vanquish them. And they say, we've started something new. We've started something better. And maybe a little bit. But you see, the cycle is always the same. If the society does not come out of patriarchy and regain its egalitarian rootedness that was Atlantis in extreme wisdom, it destroys itself and it destroys all the people in it. You are very precious people, my family community. You connect many heritages and traditions. Some of them are particularly appreciated in our times, but all of them were important. Some of them are more appreciated in the land that you currently live in, but all of them were extremely important. And they connect all the heritages of every continent on this planet. I intercede for you because I know you don't understand the preciousness of your own value, because I did not understand the preciousness of my value either, nor that of my mother and my grandmothers. I didn't know how important the yin force really is. The eternal feminine, the divine feminine, is one of extreme kindness and compassion and nurturing, and also at times of extreme courage and extreme effort, labor, extreme labor, to bring forth and protect life, especially younger and vulnerable life. Our society has been throwing this away. Our society has been trying to turn women into men instead of helping women turn men toward their own eternal feminine within them, which they really needed, because what more evidence do you have to have than World War II and the Stalinist purges and Pol Pot and the starvations that have occurred in Africa? What more proof do you need that the genital mutilation of little girls by their own mothers and aunts? What proof do you need beside the bashing of the toes of little Chinese girls for thousands of years by their mothers to make them attractive to men? What proof do you need that you're an aberrant species in your extremity of devaluing the female? What proof do you need? How many of you in my family have to sacrifice yourself for a daddy? Or for a mommy who's so obsessed with daddy that she can't even look out for you? Daddies are fine when they're partners. When they are dominators, you drift, the society drifts into what we have now. We are on the edge of extinction. What more do you need? What more do you need? What level of disaster do you have to have before you wake up? I pray to Goddess God that if my finessing this is not good enough, that Goddess God give you something that will wake you up without killing you. I do not want Goddess God to kill you. How would that look? It would, the way that would look, it would be something that you would have done to yourselves or each other. It would look entirely natural, but it is the process of Goddess God that would be saying, these people are not listening to what this universe is all about. It's about yin and yang and balance. It's what the ancient Chinese diagrammed and then forgot, because they set the yang over the yin instead of keeping them side by side as equals. They said they had yin and yang, but look at China today. It's yang. And why is it so? Because North America is yang. The yin is in a state of shock. She can barely function. She's adopting the ways of men because no one listens to her as a yin being with wisdom, decision-making ability, goddesshood. So she becomes more and more either fragile, passive, ill. We got loads of women in this society with migraine headaches and all kinds of illnesses that their doctors are giving them all kinds of pharmaceuticals for. They haven't diagnosed the condition. Second-class citizenship for thousands of years. And the women are so obliging, and they're so happy that the doctor gave them some nice little drug. In the meantime, their contact, their consciousness of understanding of their world is slowly, slowly, little by little, becoming more ill. They don't understand their world. They don't relate to it with a sense of connection, and the yin is being lost. I keep calling for you to call me. I keep calling you all. I'm bending over backwards to give you some yin, but you have no yin. You are showing no yin. I call so many women. You know who calls me? Very few. Mostly telemarketers. The women who I have loved all my life. But they can't call me because I told them that they were doing something wrong and they cannot hear it. They don't want to feel guilty. Guilt is a very harsh emotion for a female. She means well. When she has to face that she's doing or not doing something that is causing a disaster, it's hard for her. It is harder for her than it is for a man. Women don't like to feel that they did something wrong. They're perfectionistic and they try too hard. I do that myself. However, in an extreme situation like this, an extremist, you really can't try too hard. You have to give it all you've got because the world has stopped giving. You got a lot of Trumpy trumpets trumpeting the wrong trumpet. I trumpet trumpets on this opening broadcast. My family are my jewels. And I am one of theirs, and they don't even see it. God is God, I pray to you. As God is my witness, that thou shalt allow these children to not be punished severely by their own error, but to have enough of some sort of feedback to motivate them to balance the yin and the yang. I pray to you with every ounce of my being that is throughout the universe, because I am star stuff, that you not harm my family or any of your family anymore by their own inanity, by whatever error I'm making or they're making, but that you give us feedback that guides us in the right direction toward you, Mother, Father, Goddess, God, and particularly you, Mother. The God aspect, the male aspect, knows he is nothing without the goddess. But our culture has deceived people about that for thousands of years. And they think that somehow they can have a culture that's entirely to male and male values, accumulating money, having a title, having power over other people, while all of the virtues of nurturing, connecting, caring, emotional supports, physical support are degraded, commodified, plasticized, put into the form of a pill, and deprived of everyone. And if it isn't put into the form of a pill, it's put into the form of a bomb, is the solution to the problems of humanity. So I'm going to make a call that I need to make. And then I'm going to think very deeply, and I'm going to do the ceremony very quickly. on mute now. It's not on mute. I'm going to play this again. This needs to be heard at this number. This needs to be heard at this number.
And then she said she couldn't use the name for everybody. Did you want to do that? That's when she came back and started to spell the heads with the golden center. Her whole love was to care for children. Everything she did was troublesome and just to get along, evidently. She was careful, very careful. And there was a sister, Clara.
Okay, now obviously there was much more to our family story. That was only a very important central kernel in the layer of the layers of our family story. There are certainly many, many women in our family story, and there are and were certainly men. But it's the balance that's off in our culture, and the desire and the hunger that you have for a father figure, and to associate, I have a feeling a little bit, this address a little bit more with the father than with the mother, despite the fact that the mother lived there longer, is a sign of what we call father hunger. Father hunger grows out of patriarchy. The Valentine's holiday came about because they were trying, some of the people of wisdom were trying to get the Roman soldiers to have time off to spend with their wives and their children. Our corporations, our business world, our economic model deprived you both, and all of us, of fathers. It is also now been depriving most people of their mothers. In other words, the children of our society are being deprived of both the beneficent yin and the beneficent yang. What they are getting is electronic substitutes that are not the same thing. Now, you have exiled me from visiting this place, all of these places, on the ground. But we can visit them in the air, meet thee and me in the air, and know our own holiness by doing so. You had many great and grandmothers who raised the people who then established the home that this telephone line is associated with. Ray and Rose raised Harriet, and Hallelujah is his namesake. They could not have existed without their mothers, and there were mothers that go all the way back to the beginning of time. Yet I am almost sure, by the way you even use your names, what names you use, that you do not remember your mothers. And that's true of our culture. You know, the Dutch, the Spanish, the Hispanic people always incorporate the name that the mother was born with into their family name. They always do that. Everyone in the whole culture does it. No one, except the people who hyphenate their name in North America, do that. And that's rare. And so that tells you how tipped this culture is compared to other cultures, and why we have so many nuclear bombs here, and why we now have a 1% and a 99%. Why we are so out of balance. I want you to know that you are very, very precious. In the genealogy of the human family, we bring together many heritages. You will bring together, we, Julianne Marie and I, and all the Shekinah of our family, bring together the most renowned women of the world, not only of the Judeo-Christian Bible, but also of Vedic India, of Atlantis, of France, of Gallic times, of Celtic. We bring together in our experiences also all of this. And also the young people of our family bring together that. The men of our family have lost their way because the women of their families are not listening to each other. They have become harsh and nihilistic and stupid and cruel because the women of their families are not listening to each other, their families and their communities. Everything that you can do to acknowledge the importance of the feminine, not only for women but for men, is going to give you the right direction now. You are in a yang culture. Even the women, even myself to some extent, have been yanged. Women need some yang to overcome the subjugation that they have. So it's kind of a very complicated dance that women have to do now. They need yang enough to support one another in parity. They need yang enough to do that. They do not need a lot of yang for individual accumulation, because that isn't what our culture needs. They do not need a lot of yang for a title that other people cannot share, because that isn't what our culture needs. Our culture needs to have, there's something called the tragedy of the commons, when that which everybody has in common, they don't protect. What we need is the triumph of the commons. And the most important common is that we all have an X chromosome in common. And we all have to know what that means. And we are all born out of a mother's body who carries us for 9 months. Now, that doesn't mean we don't need the father. We do need the father. But we have to understand that the appropriate father recognizes the value of the mother as a full equal, and that our society has been aberrant for thousands of years. You are the recipients of an aberrant society. You have to develop the wisdom to know that to redeem all of the homes that we have ever lived in, that the people in them have to value the eternal feminine. And those who do not, and there are many who do not right now, because the media is very controlled, and the real discussion of this whole realm, anthropologically and in terms of comparative religion and in terms of economics and in terms of genealogy and all of the discussions that could have been had, you'll find them on the internet in very marvelous, miraculous websites. But unless you know to look for them, it isn't presented in an easy way to find. That's why I'm doing these broadcasts for you. You heard just now a tape of two sisters talking about two sisters who were separated. Julianne Marie and I have been separated. But it is not coming from me emotionally. It is coming from her emotionally. And that is why she is in trouble. She needs healing to prevent her from separating herself from women, including me and other women of our family and community. She needs to connect with Anna Marie and Ma Patricia. She needs to know that they need her. Julianne Marie needs to know that she has marvelous, miraculous gifts, that she is a pink sapphire, a pink topaz, and a gold topaz, all wrapped up in one, and that she has a rainbow within her and white light within her too, just like her heart light, which I'm holding up right now. It is heart-shaped. It is the shape of empathy in the human thought process. It's the heart for connection. The heart has two curves. They're connected. The two curves make a connection, and a circle forms within them. Look at the heart light. You see? It forms a circle in the center. That's the light. And the budding, blooming flowers grow within that circle, within that light. And when you don't make that, Julianne Marie and Georgine, and you avoid people who are trying to help you to make it, because you're avoiding each other and avoiding some I don't know, some assumptions that you must have. You're avoiding some conventional notion that I hear from so many women, I don't want to get involved. What that means in terms of the human family is ice. It is the ice of winter. I don't want to get involved. I do not want to reciprocate. I do not want to meet in a group of more than 1 or 2. I cannot do it. I will not do it. I cannot do it. You are creating a very severe amount of ice around your hearts, and it is affecting younger people. And their budding, blooming flowers are affected by that. They want to bud and bloom in this spring, and you are affecting them. So, and you have that budding, blooming flowers within you, marvelous and miraculous. And yet, I have a feeling you may be both taking pharmaceuticals, Julie, Marie, and Georgine. And I'm including Georgine in this, and I'm including all the women in our family, because you can invite them to this line too. That's what we should have done at the home that was associated with this number. We should have held those. And when I had an opportunity to do that with you when I was in Chicago, and I left Chicago, I made a terrible mistake. A terrible mistake. You're continuing to make that mistake, because I'm trying to give you a place to do it here, meet in the air, so we can do it safely on the ground in many, many places. And you are isolating yourself, and therefore you're dishonoring all the homes that we've lived in. And the potential of the tendrils of the intertwining ivy of connection. You're negating its presence. Well, it is present. I'm present, and I continue to wait to reach out to you. But I'm going to leave this message. I do say the names of all the women who were from the home the homes that preceded this home. That's Hera, Harriet, Ray, Ray, Clara, Ra, Ya, and Harriet, and Antoinette, and Riz and Rose, and Grandma Popper, and Marie, and Grandma Popper, and Dorothy, and also Shirley, and also Malka, and all the Malkas, and all of the women that you've ever known in all the homes they ever had, and all of the children, female and male. The people who you knew as fathers started out as sons. Remember that. They are sons, and when their mothers don't recognize the importance of their own sisterhood, the sons are deprived in their vision, and they do harm to other people, even their own children. And anyone else that they've tried to assist, they wind up giving them a double whammy, and it harms them. We can't allow that. I love you. I honor this address, but I honor the other one that is connected to it that you heard the tape for. And also there was another one in that neighborhood. That was Rose's house. We have Ray and we have Rose's house. And Antoinette came before and also was intertwined. So, and all of these families are intertwined, and the Feldmarian families then came into it. And our marvelous, miraculous branch also connected, especially to the Unitarian Universalists. You have to know, you have a very big connection there that you've been missing. So I'm going to leave this message, and I say also the names of the men of our family. And the younger brothers of Joseph and Mel, and more. I'll leave this message. I'm actually going to redo that message in a minute, but it wasn't so bad. They can listen to it, and I'll redo it in a minute. There's something I didn't mention very well. So now we'll say, the light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water, hugs and love to all, both and each and every one as soon as possible. The light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers. We'll say hugs and love to all, both and each and every one as soon as possible. Namaste, Baval Chaim, Shalom, Salam, Salam, Shalom, Mitakuya o Yasin a couple of times, and Mitakuya Kosev Reall, Kongson Pox, Koam Pox. Merci, Sedleric, to your best, Sedleric, Mir Pache, all the languages of all our cultures, and love and live longest, eternally young, and prosper everyone and all. Okay, and we're drinking the milk of human kindness, babies and mothers. That's where it all begins. the Milky Way and throughout our lives. And the water of loving, living planets enlightened by the light of balance. For all, both in each and every one as soon as possible. I'm going to drink that milk again. For all, both in each and every one as soon as possible. Okay. And we'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days together. Past, present, and future. Our young spring, and then all our autumnal, you know it. And we'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, past, present, and future, together as Equinox, True Qs, Co-Secretaries, Co-Secretary Generals. And do all the kisses. You have to remember to do this. I almost forgot to do this. This is very important. The consciousness currencies of all the Shekinah current, the past Shekinah, current Shekinah, and our younger Shekinah and Shekinah. You know who you are. You know your names. I have said them many, many times today and on all the broadcasts, on so many of them. You need to say them with me. Okay, huge hugs and here we have our very special people to me. I'm very bonded to you, and I'm glad I am, and I'm so sorry we've had such a separation that you don't feel your bonds. That's very dangerous for you and very deep trouble. And I'm very concerned about you, and I love you with all my heart. The mothers and the daughters here are very, very important, and Kazina are here too. And the younger generations here growing up and here as an adult, and also her family, which I symbolize with my 5 fingers. Okay, that's 5 fingers of more life for this family, and for balance of female yin force coming into this family. And we say, our younger generations. And they have a big circle of younger people too. And we all have a big circle of Shekinah. Okay, and again, the family tree, the big family tree. And you know I've said everybody's names that I can think of. If I forgot anybody, include them. And I include all the men. I don't say all their names yet because they're weighted to such hubris that I can't do it until my name is included in some of their statements. And I know I haven't been for years. And so I have to kind of balance their lack with an unwilling but necessary lack of my own until we get that balance. Okay. And we'll start fresh with paradisal parity instead of plutonic patriarchal planetal side. We'll start fresh. And we'll say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings of all of the heritages of our earth and our earth's past, present, and future together. We'll resurrect all the people who were lost because of patriarchy. That's billions of people, yes. But they are throughout the universe, and we can open up the stargates, and they are waiting for us. That is exactly the truth. It's mind-boggling to think of that, but that is the truth, because that's what the Akashic record is, and it is throughout the universe, because the universe has eternal memory, because it is a product of the Mother, Father, Goddess, God, who has eternal memory. We want to reconnect with all of the members of our family, but it has to start out with the women and with the co-leadership of women and youth, female and male. Now, the people of our family. You are so precious. Please don't waste my understanding of this. You are so precious to the world. Don't throw yourselves away just for one thumping on the chest, AP-like father figure. You can have a universe filled with Atlantis risen father figures. Don't sell yourself so short, okay? Because you'll get them with the mothers and the great and grandmothers and the sisters and the kazinas. You'll get the fathers and the brothers and all of the kinder brothers of all of humanity. That's what's waiting to be reconnected by you. Do you get it? Some of them were victims. Do you get it? They want to be risen again, okay? And we'll say celebrate and re-celebrate, and we'll say all the blessings and all the greetings of our heritages and our heritage and all our heritages of our earth and all our earths, past, present, and future, together as co-secretary generals, co-saviorahs, true Qs, equinox, true Qs. Okay, and I'm glad we did that, and I really am not satisfied with the message that I left on the 539 line, but I'm going to leave it for the moment until I can do some other things beyond that. Okay, so we're just going to give you the screen share here. If I can get this to